What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Ria and Fran giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody.
Raise the roof.
Yeah, Fran is back in studio from Chicago.
That song never gets old.
Yeah. I've been listening to it a lot, like on loop.
Oh my God, really?
I played it a couple times. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you see that they said that they recorded another song completely different?
Yeah, I talked to Roan about it in Chicago. He said they tried another one first. He said it was sucked.
Oh, really?
I said I doubt that. But he said it
was
sucked.
more like Friday energy.
Yeah,
focused.
so he changed it again. But he does want to change because he saw somebody. So shout out to the girl who commented this, but that she suggested that the reality part changed to Friday energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Roan had said he was gonna redo.
He said he's gonna add a Friday energy line
to
in there.
add that, which would be great because right now it's fantastic, and I don't want to hear otherwise. That one lady on YouTube who doesn't like it.
Oh gosh, man, that gave me a good giggle.
We like the song, and we're keeping it.
Oh shit.
Oh man, but I feel like I teleported.
Yeah.
I was in Chicago Tuesday, Wednesday. We won both our matches. Easy breezy, honestly. Crushed CD last night.
Yes, huge
suckers.
congratulations. Now you're on your way to Boston next week for the dozen tournament
I'm not
live
sure
in
if
Boston.
there are tickets left or not, but you can check to see.
Step right up and meet Francesca.
Yeah, come on down to the experts. I don't know fully who the rest of it will be, but it will be us and the Booze Ponies for sure. And then there's the we're recording Thursday, so those other games have not happened yet. But it was fun, spend a little time in the Chicago office, see what's going on in there.
Ice cream. Basketball.
Fucking boys and ball and cream.
God, we just love getting sweaty and running around, and then we pause for a quick ice cream break.
Yep. So I had no, it was fun. It was like the perfect amount of socializing for me. Where like it was like 2 days. Yeah, we won on Wednesday. I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I got an early flight Thursday morning. Came back, and literally stopped at home for 20 minutes. Right back into the office now to record. But Tuesday, some of us went out to dinner, and it was me, Kelly, Clemmer, Jeff, Robbie, Tommy, and Glennie. And I had to laugh a minute, and then Wednesday night comes around, they're like, the group's going back out to dinner again. I was like, you can count me out, guys. Yeah. I was like, my social battery is at, and it's sometimes like those big group dinners. There was more people going on Wednesday, and I was like, I get lost in those moments.
Yeah.
I had fun. We had so much fun on Tuesday.
I know. I heard, and I said, "Oh, great. Okay, so you guys all hate me now." Yeah. And Tommy was like, "We actually went around, and everyone said their 10 least favorite things about you." Yeah. And I said, "That's a lot of things."
That's a lot. I was
10 each.
I was just about to say 10 is
like more like 5 each.
I was gonna say 3 maybe. Oh my God, no, that's funny.
God, okay, I get it. I was the talk of the whole dinner.
No, but it was a lot of fun, and matches were fun. I'm nervous for Boston. I'm not gonna lie. Like, look, at the end of the day, if we lose, like,
you can't lose again. I'm sorry, but we just can't take it anymore.
Well, you know what's so
we
tough?
Can't take it anymore.
You know what's so tough is like Brandon Walker, polarizing character. Where I have so many people come up to me. They're like, really rooting for you in PFT.
No, same.
And I'm like, well, if me and PFT win, then Brandon also has to win. I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes. We're a team. They're like, I really hope Brandon loses. I'm like, well, then you're hoping I lose.
No, and listen, I'm rooting for you. I like Brandon Walker as a person. Yeah. Watching though, I could see how he's a polarizing contestant. Yep. But I'm very much rooting for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. I'm excited. I'm excited to see who else will make it and what it's gonna look like. I mean, watching those 3 idiots be so good at trivia is good and is bad. Dana, Compton, and Fights, like when they like fly through these questions and they just get them all right, and you're just like, what the fuck? You're like, was that just a fever dream that I just watched?
I honestly agree. I was watching their match, and their first match. And I'm like, they are pulling ants, but they all have their own, like, Fights is very knowledgeable in pop culture. Yeah. Dana, college basketball or whatever the fuck it is. No, he knows everything.
The sports stuff is crazy.
And then Will Compton with football. Like, it's just they're kind of like filling everything, but they are such an entertaining team. Like they are very
Sometimes
fun to watch.
Like, can Dana like tie his shoes and like yet he can he can remember like what like the 37th draft pick in 2004 where that kid went to college.
No, and that's what the question was. I was like, and he immediately was like Kentucky, and I was like, what?
He's like, UTEP. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, it's actually
crazy.
Insane.
It's crazy.
Wait, I have
the sports knowledge really blows my mind. I know, like the pop culture stuff. I just find, I mean, whatever. It's like the sports people, like they are always like, oh, the pop culture stuff. I'm like, no, the sports shit is way more like. Who had the most runs from third base on this team in 1998? I'm like, what?
When they throw those baseball lineups up and they know it immediately, like Glenn and Tommy knowing that immediately, I'm like, what the hell? Like that's crazy. But I guess we know pop culture.
But look, we're obsessed with pop culture. They're obsessed with sports. It's just everyone has their thing, you know.
I have such a funny story about fights. I described it as such a funny story. It's a mildly funny story. We were both on the Cape. What is it again?
You're on the Cape.
On the Cape for Dana's wedding.
Yes.
And there was a joint that somebody had given me months ago. Like I honestly can't remember. It might have been last year.
Yeah.
And it was on Matt's desk. And before our honeymoon, I remember picking up the joint. It was in a tin, and I looked around at everyone, and Matt was sitting there too, and I was like, guys, I have to remember this before our honeymoon to take this on our honeymoon, like as a little, treat. Forgot about it because I don't really smoke anymore. Very occasionally, with friends, but I forgot about it. Never took it for the honeymoon. So then when we were going to the Cape, Tommy was at the office. We weren't there. I was like, oh, Tommy, by the way, grab that joint for all of us off Marty's desk. And so he's like, it's not there. I'm like, what do you mean it's not there? And he's FaceTiming me. He opens up the tin. He's like, it's not in here. I was like, that's so sketchy. Somebody went in there and took it out. So the next night we're all there and we're at the rehearsal dinner and I'm talking to John and I'm telling him the story because he said he had, weed. And I was like, oh, listen to this story. Like somebody took a joint out of the tin. Like how sketchy is that? And he just looked at me and was like, it was me. And I was like, what? I was like telling this full story and everyone around was like, yeah, that is fucked up. Like, what? That's so weird. And then John's just staring and goes, when you mentioned that you wanted to take it on your honeymoon and you didn't, I was like, do I say it was me? Do I not say it was me? God. And he goes, and then I decided I have to say it's me. And I was like, that is so hilarious. Funny. Like, I'm like, I'm just talking so much shit about this hypothetical person and it's you.
And it's just you sitting here at the table this whole time. But no, it's gonna be fun next week. But yeah, I was saying to them, I was like, look, like I would love to get a win, but my ass will be on a plane to Italy on Friday after that after that trip to Boston. So I will be either celebrating or licking my wounds all the way to Milan.
Exactly. Selfishly, I'm happy that you won.
Yeah, because it changes our schedule.
It changes our schedule so I can go on vacation earlier. Because Fran has to go to Boston on Thursday, so we can't record on Thursday, so we have to record on Wednesday. So I'm leaving Wednesday night now.
You're like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Au revoir.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I added France onto my trip. I did. We're going to London and then we're going to the south of France, which will be lovely.
It's going to be amazing.
And Matt's parents are joining us. It was actually hilarious.
The south of France?
Yeah, we just like threw it out there to them. Like, we were like, I know it's 2 weeks away. Yeah. And like, because like, we've just been talking about like doing something with them and my parents went to Turks and Caicos. My parents wanted us to go. It was the whole thing. Like everybody wants to go on vacation with us.
Everyone wants a piece of the Cahills.
Yeah. And so we were like, we're just throwing it out there. We decided to extend our trip because we were coming home from London on Tuesday. We do have the rest of the week off from work. So like we're going to actually extend and stay. And, just throwing it out there. I know it's last minute, so you guys probably won't come. Next morning, they book their flights.
Yeah, they were like,
we don't give a shit.
They said, Viva la France!
Yeah, they said, we don't give a shit. We're coming.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting. But
no,
I am very excited the experts won.
Yeah.
And they will make their way to Boston on Thursday.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we're rooting for you, though. Please.
Yeah, I hope we secure the victory, but I'll keep you guys posted. But it's gonna be a great weekend. If Jersey Shore show is Saturday, so
Boom.
guys,
Still
if you
tickets.
find yourself down at the Jersey Shore and you're like, I'm gonna pop up to Red Bank and head over to the show, we would love to have you. We got an early show, we got a late show, we got Dolores and Melissa Gorga. We're gonna have so much fun. A lot of housewives chat, and we do traders chat, the whole thing. So super excited for that. Tickets are still on sale if you want to come.
On sale. Please come. We're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna, have a little evening at the shore.
Yes. And then after the show, we will probably head out somewhere. We'll see where the wind blows us. We'll see where the night ends up. So we hope to see you there. And hopefully everyone has a lovely weekend.
Yeah.
We'll get into the rest of the show. We're going to be talking about some topics. There has been
and enjoy Love Island this weekend, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to have some great episodes.
Honestly,
yeah, we are. Honestly, quick little updates.
It's the only thing I care about.
We are not going to Fiji. People have been saying, are you guys going back?
Oh.
We're not. We're not going back.
Sadly, no.
Sadly, we're not going back. But we will hopefully still have interviews when people exit.
Recent news.
And what?
Like the Fiji. Like
Yeah,
we
recent
didn't-
news. Recent news. And but we will still have interviews.
Yeah, we wanted to.
Yeah, we wanted to go, but it's not happening. Yeah, that wasn't our decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided.
We're
we
gonna
didn't care
sit this
year.
one
You know
out.
what? Not this year,
Yeah,
guys.
this is like when Lexi said she was leaving Summer House.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's not happening. But maybe there'll be opportunities in the future. Who knows? But we will still be doing interviews and covering the show, obviously. And while we're away, because everyone knows we're off that 4th of July week, if any interviews come our way, we will do them, and we'll probably just put them out as just like 30-minute episodes.
It is crazy.
Forgive us for whatever the quality of it is.
Yeah, if the quality is poor and we're like
but we figure it's better to have it than not.
Yes. So we shall see what happens there. And we'll get into the rest of the show. The judge ordered that Justin Baldoni can retrieve Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's text messages, but they cannot be released to the press. Miley Cyrus talks about Billy Ray Cyrus smoking weed on the set of Hannah Montana all the time. Imrul is not returning to Summer House. Meghan Markle's podcast is going on a hiatus. Shocker. All right. And we also have trivia and the popcorner. So let's get into it, starting off with the topics.
They don't make it easy to buy concert tickets these days. You guys know it. We're talking about it all the time. You got to sign up for the pre-sale. You got to get in the queue. And by the time you get through, the best seats are already gone. Going to a concert should be about the show itself and not waiting in a virtual line. Lucky for us, we have Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. Plus, the Game Time Picks feature makes it even easier to find the great deals on the seats you want. All you have to do is pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. There's so many amazing concerts happening around here, especially in New York. We got some good ones. There's some great summer tours. It is time to make sure that you are going to see your favorite artists. Lady Gaga, Gracie Abrams, the Jonas Brothers. There's so many that I am so excited to see coming up this summer. So it is time to get those Game Time Picks deals. What are you waiting for? It is time to buy those tickets now with Game Time Picks. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHICKS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHICKS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time.
The judge has ordered that Justin Baldoni will be able to retrieve Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's text messages about It Ends With Us, anything pertaining to that movie. The text messages will not be able to be released to the public. Now, I think there's a lot of questions about how people can do this. Like if they both deleted their text messages, whatever, they go to the phone company and they retrieve the text messages. somehow. It's always possible to get those messages.
Everything you do on the internet,
it stays on your phone,
your computer. It's somewhere.
People can retrieve it. So that's what they're doing in this case, but the public won't be able to see them. But to me, that shit's getting leaked.
Yeah,
something's gonna get leaked from it.
Baldoni's lawyer screams, "Oh, oops." Like to me, like, oh,
we got hacked.
Somehow that got leaked. Might be.
Or they kind of give like a roundabout summary of what the text messages included.
Yeah.
Rather than the actual screenshots of the messages.
Right. So U.S. District Judge Louis Lyman, who's been overseeing the case, ruled on Wednesday that Baldoni can request those communications between Blake and Taylor concerning the movie It Ends With Us. The requests for messages with Swift regarding the film and this action are reasonably tailored to discover information that would prove or disprove Lively's harassment and retaliation claims, so says the judge. And the messages, however, must be about the film and nothing else. The Lively's lawyers attempted to bargain with Baldoni's team, saying they would hand over any documents that Baldoni's attorneys desire, but not Swift's text messages, in return for, quote, all video footage related to the film and full unredacted versions of communication listed in Baldoni's complaint. Baldoni's attorney denied the agreement. A spokesperson for Lively said that they vow that they will continue to call Baldoni's relentless efforts to exploit Miss Swift's popularity, which from day one has been nothing more than a distraction from the serious sexual harassment and retaliation accusations he and the Wayfarer parties are facing. And that's it, really. They keep fighting over if those messages are relevant and whatnot. They want to protect the messages. They don't want the messages out. They really are supposed to only be about the movie. We'll see if that happens. But it is so clearly, a tactic of like, you have Taylor Swift's name in it. Anything about that's going to blow up in any sense, you know?
Yeah, you can imagine Taylor right now is like, fuck this. Somebody's going to get to go through my text messages. Like that is, nobody wants that.
Right.
Nobody wants to hear that.
I know, and Ada, it is confusing because it's like, so do they get everything and then they just submit just the parts that are about the movie?
Right, like what if they're talking about something?
Or what if it's not admissible in court? It's just like, okay, yeah, they have it, but it's like everything else, the judge says it's not, it can't be.
Well, what if the text message is like, oh, my period cramps are so bad right now. And then, by the way, do you like this song for the movie? Like, then they're seeing, you know what I mean? What if it's like a mixture of conversation as us women do text?
Right.
Like, I'm all over the place in my text messages.
I'll probably redact some of it.
You know what I mean, though? Like, I'm talking about every line of my text messages, I'm talking about something different.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got a little, it ends with us sprinkled in there. You got a little, what me and Travis did last night sprinkled in there. You got a little, oh my God, my stomach hurts in there. Like, it could be all over the place. So it's like somebody's going to read these messages and then have to like just pull the ones that are about the movie. It's obviously, a judge ordered it, so I guess it is okay, but it feels like, whoa, somebody's looking through the messages. But yeah, this is a big thing, and I cannot imagine anybody's happy about this.
No.
You don't want to hear that they're about to go to your phone company.
No, they just don't want these messages involved in any way. I think Blake doesn't want it for so many reasons. Taylor obviously doesn't want it.
And imagine Blake.
And for them to say it's not going to be public, it's just like,
right.
At what point, like, good luck.
And imagine Blake and Taylor are not on good terms right now, and then they got to have they got their text messages and they're fighting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's juicy, but it's not exciting for them.
Yep. Like someone gets excited that works in the court.
Right.
I guess they're sending pictures of it to their friends.
No, I know. It's like there's got to be a lot of laws in place about this.
It works like that, but
I mean, speaking of though, Karen Reed found innocent.
Yeah.
Besides her DUI, which we knew was going to be the case, I felt like. But she was found not guilty by the court. So I brought that up because you saying sending it to their friends. Think about during that case when he was like, no nudes. You know, like they're you know, you got some people that are working
and
they're not doing their job and they're just
properly
texting people about what they're seeing. So, you know,
not
good. More news coming from Summer House. I think we expected this. Imrul will not be returning.
I don't even really think he needed to make this announcement, but I appreciate it.
Right.
You know?
But his announcement sort of read like it was his decision. Like he was like, I've decided.
That's how they all write it, though.
Maybe they let them say that.
I mean, that's how they all get to, they feel like they all really get to say that. And I also at the same time do kind of think that maybe they would have had him back because he really got a poor, you know, it's just like, we just really saw the sex stuff and that was it. Like there was really no other elements. So maybe Bravo was like, that was a tough first season. We could give him a second season for some redemption and like learn more about him. Such an interesting story. Like just get to actually meet him more as a person. And maybe he was just like, I don't want to fucking do this show again.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. But
Toegate
I feel like, I feel like the way that the statements are written sometimes are very much like, I won't be returning, rather than I've decided not to return. You know, like there's specific wording that he used, which I felt was maybe a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting. He's making it pretty clear that he's being like, I'm decided I won't be returning.
Right.
And I don't know like what the deal is with that.
That's true. There's probably is some sort of semantic situation.
Yeah, that's how I read the statement sometimes. But you know what? He didn't have like a great edit, and honestly it seems like that kind of was going on in the house, and I feel like there'll be a big switch up anyway, and this is kind of a repetitive topic at this point. I feel like we've brought this up multiple times.
Lindsay also made sure to make it clear that she'll be back.
We know Lindsay, Carl, Kyle, Amanda, like we know that they can't quit it. So
Kyle, I saw some clips of him from Kyle and Amanda over there in France for Cannes Lions right now, and he was like, season 10, it's like, kind of made it sound like maybe they've all agreed, like, season 10 could be, you wrap it up.
Yeah.
10 seasons, great round number. Mm-hmm. Send it for the last time.
Kyle was like, 10's a good number.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening. And this discussion, it keeps going. What are they going to do? I'm sure we'll have answers very, very soon because they always start filming
in like 3 weeks.
Around the 4th of July. So we'll probably have answers by that time of who's in the cast. Bailey, who was on last season for 2 episodes, did get engaged.
Wow.
Yeah. So
she did have that boyfriend. The boyfriend that she
was, that she was kind of like, man, we're kind of dating, kind of not. Well, now they're engaged.
Okay.
So they're full on getting married.
You know what? Worked out for her.
So probably for the best that she didn't return to the show because now she's getting married. So congrats to her. Miley Cyrus talked about Billy Ray Cyrus smoking weed on the set of Hannah Montana. And now sometimes sometimes you are just a product of your environment. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy. Miley got all this shit. The salvia smoking, the smoking of the weed, da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, her dad's on the set of a children's show smoking the bong.
Yeah. Miley went on Sorry, We're Cyrus.
Yes.
With Tish and Brandy. And Miley said she was talking about how everyone on the show thought she was smoking pot, but it was actually Billy Ray. She says, obviously, she was like joking, it's funny now to laugh about it, but like at the time, it probably wasn't that funny. And Tish said she had remembered it all, saying that the people from the show would call her being like, Billy Ray's lighting it up. But Tish says she refused to believe it, insisting he never do that.
Oh my God. Well,
she said Tish was in such denial she tried blaming Miley's co-star Mitchell Musso instead. And Miley didn't exactly disagree, joking it was probably both Mitchell and her dad smoking weed, which is, obviously very funny. But no, the Mitchell Musso comment cracked me up too, because that's such a mom thing. Like, that's such a mom thing to be like, it couldn't possibly be my family.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely that rotten little boy.
It's probably that kid with that long hair.
Yeah, like skateboarding. Yeah. It's definitely him smoking that weed.
He wears those black skinny jeans and skateboards around. He's probably got weed in his pocket.
Right, and he's drinking Monster and everything. Yeah, that's honestly no good, Billy Ray. That's not good to be smoking on the set of Hannah Montana.
But that's shocker, not shocker.
No, right. I mean, this isn't the most shocking thing in the world, but we're just like, all right, clean it up, Billy Ray. And
it's like Miley had to get it from somewhere.
Right. No, know. Oh my God, that reminds me of when I was in high school. My music teacher thought that I was going out and smoking cigarettes in the before I went to class, which we were not allowed to step outside.
Yeah.
We were not allowed. And my mom smoked. Well, she still smokes, honestly. I hate it, but whatever. That's besides the point. She would smoke and my backpack would smell like cigarette smoke, and I would get so fucking mad. Like, I would be like, Mom, my backpack smells like smoke. Like, this is so embarrassing. And I would spray so much shit on my backpack so that it wouldn't smell. And then my music teacher would get in front of the class and he'd be like, and he would stand right in my area and he'd be like, somebody in this area is going out and smoking cigarettes before this class. And I'd be like, dude, like, we're not even allowed to go outside. Like, what do you mean? Yeah. But I knew he had to be talking about me because I know my backpack smelled like smoke, which was so annoying. I would get so mad at my mom about that.
I'll never forget the first time me and my brother like found my dad's like weed stash in like the back of his closet. We were like,
scandalous.
We were like,
this man raises us.
It was just like around that. Well, me, I was just like straight down the narrow path.
Yeah.
But like JB was definitely smoking. And he was like, oh, they're fucking getting mad at me all the time. Look, Dad's got this whole Ziploc back in his back closet. The whole shit.
I can't believe this is the man who's raising us.
Seriously.
Oh, my God.
You always have that realization, like, as a kid, then when you become, like, a teenager and you're like, oh, wait, my parents are just kind of, like, giant children.
Oh, my God.
And now, obviously, I think about it more in the fact that watching, like, my friends actually have kids.
Oh, right. Exactly.
And I'm like, my God, were my parents acting this way when I was a toddler?
Right.
They must have been.
For sure. Our teachers?
Yeah.
What were our teachers doing after school?
I know.
I literally thought our teachers were saints.
I know.
Like, they just came into
school.
school.
It's just so funny.
And they just went home and they checked the homework and they went to bed. Little I know, they probably poured themselves a glass of wine, maybe a cigarette. No, I remember.
You just have like such a thought of your parents when you're like that age, like that young teenage age of like, my parents aren't cool and they don't do anything and like they're just parents. And then you're like, wait a second.
Yeah, I don't know if I had that thought of like my parents don't do anything because they would just. I remember in 3rd grade or 4th grade, I forget which one it was. They got hypnotized for smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And my dad fully stopped. Turns out my mom was secretly smoking at work. And my dad went to go pick up my mom from work one day and caught her behind the building smoking a cig. And I remember literally I remember they came home. They're fighting so much. They're screaming at each other. My dad opens up a pack of cigarettes and starts shoving them all in his mouth, lighting them. He's like, how about this? How about this? I'm just going to smoke now too. And I'm just sitting there like, no, my parents are going to get divorced over cigarettes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, but honestly, I wish my mom would stop, but she never will. She never will. And she she won't. And it's just like, we're just like, Mom, please.
She's addicted.
She is. And like, I always say this, I'm like, my mom just like doesn't like, she has amazing skin, whatever. I'm like, she just doesn't look like somebody who like fucking loves cigarettes. But that woman, all she wants is a cigarette and coffee. Like that is what makes her happy. And at this point, who's going to stop her, I guess. I know. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I will say, though, I do want to try a cigarette in France just because I feel like...
you have to.
You have to in France.
You have to, yeah.
Like a cigarette and rosé.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
But it's actually amazing that none of my siblings and I smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
I think it's because we were so like hated it so much.
Skips a generation.
Yeah. And I think it's because we like hated it so much seeing our parents smoke cigarettes that we were like, we're not gonna smoke cigarettes. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I'll frown upon one. Well, whatever.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of a French word, but
no, you're having just a little happy hour.
Yeah, something like that. I want, no judgment
little
there.
Plate of chips and nuts and
a cigarette on the side.
Ooh. Yeah.
And to wrap up the topics, we got one more. Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Her podcast is going on hiatus, so she won't be able to win the Golden Globe this year.
Did she do enough episodes to be,
I think she, what did she do?
She did 10.
10? Yeah,
I counted.
You needed 6 episodes to be nominated for the Golden Globe.
Oh, well.
Right? Didn't we read up on that yesterday?
6 episodes?
Yeah. Remember we were talking about this yesterday, the Golden Globe situation, Maddie? Yeah, it was 6 episodes. Yes, it was a very.
She's done minimum. 10, so she's above and beyond the limit. But she did announce that she has decided to postpone a second season of her podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. She cited her reasoning for the decision as an attempt to listen to the advice many of her guests provided. She had told fellow podcaster Emma Greedy, she said, "What an amazing opportunity to pull back the curtain and let people see what's happening at the start. To have the opportunity to talk to so many female founders who've been on that full trajectory that are on the other side of success, to be able to be really candid and vulnerable personally about my learns and stumbles along the way." Then she said, and to take everyone's advice and mine included and to say, "I love that there's so much excitement and desire for another season, but I need to focus on my business." She said, "People seem to forget that very rarely do people see everything that's happening behind the scenes. I could show a small glimpse of that, but equally, yes, I wrapped season 1 of my Netflix series, still had to promote it, still had to be in the edits. For season 2, we were in pre-production of one season while we were doing post-production of the other. It's constant." Then she said, "I just wrapped edits on season 2 of With Love, Meghan last week, so it's still ongoing while also doing a podcast while also building my business. At a certain point, the only thing I want spread thin is my jam." What an amazing quote. Honestly, we should put that on a t-shirt.
The only thing
I want to spread thin is my jam.
Yeah. Wow. That's like my motto.
Seriously. Like, put that on my tombstone.
You're preaching to the choir, Meghan.
Right. I also only want my jam to be spread thin.
Absolutely. That's how I feel.
Right?
Yeah.
What an amazing line.
That is. I was going to roast her for the podcast thing, but you know what? Yeah. She throws a line like that in there, and I'm bought back in.
Because you know what? It's like, she just gets me where I'm like, she does these things, and I think she feels like she needs to or whatever, and then she's like, I don't really want to fucking do this. Meghan Markle does not want to do a podcast. She's now it's twice. I'm like, we don't. Give
it a rest.
She doesn't need to do a podcast. I've been saying
you're not made for the mic like us.
I've been saying it since the Netflix show too. I'm like, the Netflix show, no pun intended, is her bread and butter. Like that is what
and her jam,
her bread and butter and jam.
It's her jam,
and that is what she needs to be doing. She can work on as ever. She can package those jams, get those out there to the people, sell out on every drop. She doesn't need to do a podcast. I feel like she has felt like she's like forced to do a podcast after the last one. And then it was like that one ended. So she was like, I'll do another podcast. Well, she doesn't need to do a podcast.
Everyone feels like they need to do a podcast now.
I know.
Everyone feels like it. And it's ironic because we're talking on a podcast right now.
Yeah.
We've been doing this shit for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
We've been doing this shit for a long time. And when people on TikTok see our podcast and they're like, not everyone deserves podcast equipment. I'm like, we've had this equipment for a long time. Okay?
This shit's rusty at this
point.
Yeah,
honestly, we need new equipment.
No, but I also think like with her show, the format of the show and having guests on and all these things, she's able to have these conversations that she wants to have. She can still talk to different people, do it on the show, have that be a creative outlet for her. But, 10 episodes of a podcast and she's like, my God, I need to retire from the podcast game.
Right. She's like, this is tiring work. I need to retire. So honestly...
What? That's don't do the podcast.
Yeah, don't do it. Stop stealing awards from us and just get on with your jam.
Yeah. She says she doesn't want to miss these moments with her children, which is also super fair. And you just
she's missing that jam. The podcast is making her miss moments with her children.
Yeah. Yep. Because let me tell you, hours and hours going. I'm kidding. It is. It's not for everyone.
It's not. It's a grind out here.
It's not for the faint of heart, this podcasting game.
Takes a lot to go into this podcast.
It takes a lot. So,
honey, we've been doing this for years. Meghan, step into our circle and see how hard it is, all right?
This is episode 854.
Yeah.
Oh,
Meghan fucking wishes.
Yeah.
She's like,
I know.
10 episodes.
She's going on a break. And you know what? Good for you, Meghan. You don't need to spread yourself too thin. You just worry about how thin your jam is.
And we are okay with that. Send us some jam.
And I am excited.
We need more.
It drops today.
Today? Oh, I got to see it. Because Fran took the jam that we got sent, and now I don't have jam. And I would love jam. So I'm open to it.
Let me tell you, I would love to be on her PR list. I don't know if we would make the cuts.
No, I don't. After all that, I don't know. I think she'd hear all that and go, they're not getting Jam.
Today, June 20th.
I'll have to see if there's any
11 a.m. Eastern. That's when the drop is happening. No, I mean Friday.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
We're recording.
Okay, so I could set my alarm for it.
Yes.
Okay,
11
I thought you meant today,
Eastern. No,
Thursday.
No.
Okay.
June, because today's the 19th, right?
Yes, today's the 19th.
June 20th.
Yes. Okay, got it. So I'll set my alarm to get that Jam. Hopefully. Yeah. The 20 jars that go on sale and sell out so fast. All right, we'll see.
She said we're bringing back the items you love and some new surprises.
Ooh! What can it be? An orange marmalade?
One could only dream.
Yeah. Who's to say?
I want to get my hands on that honey.
Oh, honey, that sounds good.
Yeah, so.
All right, that wraps up the topics. We're about to get into the pop corner, taking your voicemails, your hot takes, your opinions. But I have to remind you, it is Truly season. Summer is here, which means it's finally the return of the Truly Pool Party Pack. And it is hot out, ladies and gentlemen. So you are going to want a refreshing Truly in your system to cool you off, especially the Pool Party Pack. Everyone's favorite summer drink lineup is back with 4 refreshing limited edition flavors: Peach Plunge, Strawberry Kiwi Splash, Blood Orange Bliss, and Red, White, and True. It's perfect for the pool, the party, and everything in between, especially if it's a pool party combined, or especially if it's a Chicks in the Office live show this Saturday night in Red Bank, New Jersey. So find Truly Hard Seltzer and the new limited time only pool party pack at a store near you or located at trulyhardseltzer.com. All right, let's get into the pop corner. We're going to take your voicemails, your hot takes, your opinions, anything you really want to talk about. Sorry that we didn't have it on Wednesday. It was a Love Island filled episode.
Yes, I was going to say, too occupied with Love Island.
So we are going to do it now. So let's get into it. Noah, play the first voicemail.
Hi, gals. This is Maddie from Columbus, Ohio. My hot take is that the Bachelor franchise is fine how it is, and that people with all the other reality love TV shows are trying to just make The Bachelor into something it's not. They have the original recipe. They're the OGs. They know what they're doing. And I think that it's just simply casting that is horrible. I think like Joey's season was one of the most watched seasons. I loved it. I haven't watched since Joey's season because I love Joey and everyone loved Joey. So I think that they need to keep the original recipe and just fire casting. What do you guys think?
That is a hot take. It's an interesting opinion. I mean, I do like the sentiment that like The Bachelor has its own lane and it should just stay that, like, don't try and stray into like these new lanes because it's not going to be the same. It's just going to look like you're trying to copy them.
Yeah.
Like, I do get that. I think that does make sense.
And I think you're right about the casting. I think casting is...
But it's a struggle because I just don't think that many people want to go on the show.
Oh my God. Anybody, I mean, people who are looking for some followers, they would go on the show.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But you just don't get the bump like you used to.
You don't get the bump. You need a good season. I think this, though. I think with like... people's attention spans like need like a fast-paced environment these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with TikTok and everything, we love like short form, quick moving, TV shows and like things like Love Island. Like we get to watch every night and there's something new happening.
It's
and
the fact that it's all taped and then if it's not live, that's the biggest issue.
Yeah, right. I think it's like, okay, well, we sort of like lose interest quickly.
I was like, the episodes are too long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Commercials, all that
right. There's like a lot that goes into it where we're just losing interest, and it's like kind of like
we're just like put The Bachelor on streaming.
Yeah,
that's what Trent was saying. He's like, there's all these rules when you're on ABC.
If you put The Bachelor on streaming, it honestly takes it up a notch because you're right. Yeah. The commercials, then week to week, it is like the slowest burn, and maybe we don't need to change the formula, but with all these new reality shows where there's something new, crazy happening each episode, I think we're getting a little bored is the thing.
No, that's true.
So yeah, that is a hot take. I think casting, I think you're right about that. It would be interesting if Bachelor just moved to streaming though, and then they could do a little bit more. And then I think maybe we're talking again, honestly.
Disney Plus for Bachelor.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu.
It's just a little like outdated.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you're not wrong that it can stay the way it is. It's just like viewership is going down. So if they do want to not have that happen, they got to change something,
right? And it is funny because
it's not like it's really not as like good as it is.
No, and I say that we want short form things. It's not necessarily true because I'd watch 3 hours of like our favorite reality shows.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to be like faster moving, if that makes sense. And I do think commercials, weirdly enough, kind of adds to that.
No, and look, you can't get a Joey every season, you know?
No, unfortunately you can't.
You just can't have a star like that every single time. So, but yeah, casting does have to get better. It's really not
for sure.
It has not been good in a while, to be honest.
All right, next question.
Hi, Ria, Fran, and Noah. Love the show so much. I had a question about what reality TV show you would like to see, as in a new show. I personally would love to see the Dancing with the Stars cast as a maybe like spring season of reality TV. That way we can kind of see into their life a little bit, maybe revisit some of the previous celebrities that they had paired up with. That way we can kind of see that dynamic. I feel like they are constantly posting on TikTok. I'm obsessed with all of their friendships, but then there's also the drama. You know, Alan and Emma are dating. There's, you know, divorces, marriages, kids, all the fun stuff. But I feel like I'm so obsessed with them. I would love to see a show of just kind of following their life, maybe even following them on the tour bus. I'm sure that they have some drama and fun moments there. But yeah, what reality TV show would you like to see, or like what group of people would you like to see a reality TV show of? Love you guys so much. Okay, bye.
I like that idea a lot. I mean, because I do think people are so fascinated with the behind the scenes with all the dancers and everything. Like if they followed them around when they're all on tour, I think that would be very entertaining. And people want to, there's so many inner relationships like from the show too. So that would be a good one.
That's a good one. I have an odd one maybe. Chefs from Food Network, which by the way, while we're on the topic, honestly, very sad news about Anne Burrell. We didn't discuss that. Really, really sad, honestly. But like Bobby Flay and his love life.
So just a reality show for Bobby Flay.
No, like who I forget who's he's dating
Brooke Williamson. Yeah.
Like if you had like a following, like it's $1 million listing, but it's not $1 million listing. It's like, you know what I mean.
They all like sneaky actually have a lot of resentment towards Guy Fieri.
Yeah, like it's the chefs and their daily lives.
Yeah,
and you know, who are they friends with? Which chefs do they hate? Who's dating who? We know that Bobby's dating Brooke. Who's hooked up with who? Like really, a reality show about the chefs.
They like have no respect for each other. They're like his
style
steak sucks.
Yeah, like they're like, it's disgusting. I spit his food out. Like
they would never do it because they just don't need to. But I would love a Cyrus family reality show.
That would be really good.
Like, and I don't even know if Miley would like Miley could pop in every once in a while. Like she wouldn't obviously be on it all the time, but like maybe big family events. But like for all the rest of them, it's fascinating to me. I think the mom, I think Tit, like everything, all the relationships, what's going on with Billy Ray, the whole shebang would be quite the family reality show.
Yeah, that would be one of the good ones.
Hey, little question for you. I was just wondering if you could build a girl band out of any 4 pop stars, whoever you want, new or old, any group of 4 girlies that you would want to either come together for an album or a band, and this does not have to logistically work at all. Personally, I would probably go like old Disney days, like Selena, Miley, Demi, like that era. Putting them all together for like an album or a tour would be fantastic. Could be really old, could be Sabrina and Olivia Rodrigo, that kind of crew. Just curious what you think. Thanks.
She took the words right out of my mouth because I was gonna say Miley, Demi, Selena, and Taylor Swift.
That's a good one. I would go Gwen Stefani, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus. Like you throw a newer one with the old
or I would even go like the old like Ashley Simpson, Hilary Duff, Raven Simone, and Lindsay Lohan.
Oh wow! Oh my God, that would be
what a group!
What a group! That would be.
Imagine I just named all the Cheetah Girls.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm gonna go.
Raven
I'm actually
Simone,
gonna go.
Adrienne Bailon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Joan Jett, Adrienne Bailon.
Yeah.
Just really like a mixed group there. There's so many different avenues.
There really are. There really are.
But actually, if I'm gonna lock it in,
I like yours.
The original one that I had?
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears.
Like a little mix of like pop, rock.
But here's the thing though. If we were going band though, like I'm going to have to put Joan Jett in there. Like I would have to take one of them out.
Yeah.
I would do Joan Jett, Miley Cyrus, Gwen Stefani, and
I feel like Stevie Nicks in there or something.
I was trying to think like what is considered like pop girl?
I feel like you're going like if you throw Joan Jett in there, I feel like you got to have like another.
No, because Gwen Stefani, think about it, she had No Doubt. Yeah. So that's why I was leaning Gwen Stefani with them.
Right, because she's already part of a band.
Yes. So Miley, Joan Jett, Gwen Stefani, and then.
What about like Beyonce and Rihanna? But like they don't count as pop girls. Is that what you're
like
thinking?
when I think
they do for sure.
They do, but for some reason, like.
And Whitney Houston.
I almost think of them on a higher.
I could just connect.
Well, they are.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
Adele, Beyonce, like imagine
right.
you had like
Adele, Beyonce.
Singers.
Yeah, like you have Adele, Beyonce, Rihanna. Like I'm like they are solo acts because they're that good.
Yeah.
So that's why them together. Who knows?
Yeah, you're right. Because because none of them could
imagine the harmonies.
Here's the thing: none of them could be background people.
No, it's
think
true.
about it. Beyonce was in a group and she branched out.
Do you remember that song "Just Stand Up"? Where it had like every single fucking like pop star on it. It was like about like standing up to cancer. You would know it. Like it was familiar. A banger, but like everyone had like their own verse. So that would be kind of like what I'm thinking. It's not like they're all singing together. Like you kind of like they have a verse, we have a verse. You know.
Send it on, Jonas Brothers, Miley.
Right.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige,
then I guess,
she'd be
like,
good.
I'm saying Joan Jett, and like I don't think she's a pop star, so that's not even part of the question. Like, you would take her out of that.
Just be any woman
singer, no,
artist.
because then that opens then I would just combine all the greatest together.
Yeah. No, you got to pick people that vibe together to be in a band. You know, doesn't have to necessarily be the biggest talent.
Mm-hmm. Right. You need a front man.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, like when those boys walk onto the stage at X Factor, they all were not there yet, but when they were put together, magic.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Why doesn't that really happen more with like, there's a lot of boy bands, but there's not like One Direction. There's not like a One Direction equivalent.
I mean, what do you mean, Backstreet Boys?
No, I'm talking about for women.
No. Like I mean, Spice Girls.
Yeah, Spice Girls.
I mean, also teenage girls are just like way more rampant than like, you know. Like I just think there's the fandoms and the fans are there for the young girls who are crazy about like boy bands.
Like boys aren't gonna go like yell and like scream at like a group of girls.
Yeah, like 15-year-old boys aren't gonna be like, oh my fucking god,
true.
like I love the Spice Girls so much. You know?
Yeah, they're just gonna have a poster of one of them on their wall.
Yeah. But we're not going out to the concert.
No,
like,
and it's not even the whole group. It's like they pick their favorite one in the group, and that's on their
It's like
wall.
girls. I mean, we just run the
Destiny
world.
Child. Yeah.
Girls just run the world anyway, to be honest. So it's just like, you know, it's their fan. You watch the Spice Girls because you love them. You want to be like them. You watch the Backstreet Boys because you are in love with all of them. You know, it's like that's that crazy fandom.
Good question.
Hi, Ria Fran and Noah. My name is Alex, and I live in California. I just have a question that confuses me every season of Love Island. When the girls are getting ready and they'll say things like, oh, did you get to chat with so-and-so today? And then they'll be like, no, I didn't have a chance. I didn't have the time. And I'm just like, don't we sit around in a villa all day from morning to night? And then like, how did you not have a single moment to be able to sit and talk to them? Like, I understand you have to do your ITMs or there's stuff going on, but how is there zero time in the day to speak with somebody that you might want to speak to? So I'm asking this because I know you had your pretty immersive Love Island experience last year, and maybe I've missed this topic before on how there just might be no time to speak to somebody during your very not busy day. I don't know. That's my question because it confuses me every single season. Any insight is great.
It's tough because you do imagine that they're just sitting around all day, but there's really I think there are so many other things that goes into it. And, you know, is there a challenge that day?
The challenge probably takes like 5 hours.
Yeah, like it's a massive amount of filming. It's another conversation, like a 2-second conversation. They could be talking for way longer. Maybe somebody's with someone else for most of the day. Or also sometimes I think when girls say that, they're like, oh, I didn't have the time. It's just like maybe they were nervous to talk to them. So
100%.
You know, like I don't think it's necessarily always the reason of like, oh, we didn't have time. But yeah, I mean, they wake up, they do, it does look like they're sitting around all day. But they are getting pulled for interviews. They are getting to do other things.
They also separate them for lunch and dinner.
I was going to say, like, there's lunch. There's plenty of breaks where it's like, I feel like if you have a day or even if there's dates or a challenge or something, there's a decent amount going on.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Right. Like they're filming 24 hours a day and we're seeing 1 hour of footage. So they're obviously going to pull the footage of them like sitting around talking. So I think there is more stuff than we know. But also I think you're right where it's like, I didn't have the chance to. And it's like, I've said that about talking to people at work. I didn't have the
chance.
Like
you just didn't try.
I just didn't try to talk to them because I didn't want to in that moment. So it's like, I think it's the wording that can confuse people. But I think it's just like, oh, I just didn't go up to them.
You know what would be a cool documentary that I just thought of? Like the making of Love Island. Like, I would love to just see, like, the day-to-day, like, how they get these show out.
Yeah.
Because, like, you just said, like, 20 hours into 1 hour.
Yeah, it's crazy. But really good thing they're ahead so they can, get it out.
Yeah.
Let's do one more.
Hey, Ria Fran and Noah. This is Winnie from Boston. The question that I had for you guys today, as I'm actually just listening to your podcast, is between Ria and Fran, is there anything that you've ever been like really divided on, like some sort of pop culture thing, or this is an exaggeration, but Scandival. If somebody was on Tom's side and somebody was on Ariana's side, has something like that, not that you guys would think that, has there ever been a disagreement like that in terms of pop culture, or like your stance on something? I just think it would be kind of funny to hear what like you might have been on this side of history for or that side of history for. So if there's anything that you've ever encountered like that, I'd love to know what it is. Thank you. Love the pod.
That's a good question.
Good question.
I don't really know.
I don't really
I don't really think that one of us has felt that like passionately about something in a way that we weren't like on the same page, if that makes sense.
No.
For me to like fight back on, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely things that like I like that you don't really like, or that you like that I don't really like.
Bigger fans of things. But never like.
But it's not like an event that happens and we're like so divided on what we think about it.
No, we're usually on the same page about things like that. And honestly, sometimes I think our show would be more entertaining if we fought about things.
No,
we usually agree for the most part.
I mean, that's what we have Noah for.
I'm trying to think of like anything that you guys have ever disagreed on.
I don't
like,
really think so.
It's never been like dramatically different.
Yeah. I guess that's for the best though, because we can work together easily because we're not like constantly being like, no, this, no, that.
No, I know, but I'm like trying like
Tristan Thompson's a great guy.
Right. Like that's what I'm saying. Like even when there's a scandal, like it's normally pretty clear what side, like you're not going to be drastically on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Baldoni stuff you didn't like necessarily like agree on, I would say.
Yeah, maybe that could be
not that like,
but like
even that,
even
like,
still I'm weak. I feel like we both can
we're
be
not
like
pretty strong on either side.
I can be really like it's like I could see that, I could see this, like
yeah. I know. I'm trying. No, it's not like one of us was like Johnny Depp, you know, like all right, it's like what where there's like so clearly sides.
Yeah. Oh.
Ugh. It's not like you're Team Jeremiah and I'm Team Conrad.
No.
It's
But you guys are both Team Conrad.
We were both Team Jacob growing up.
Yeah. This is why we work, honey.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
but
I know.
honestly,
I know.
Maybe there will be one day.
I feel like she's looking for a juicy answer, and it's like, I think we just we mostly agree.
No, yeah.
Nothing like on like watching reality TV where you're like, this guy like Love Island.
Like not really.
I mean, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like me loving The Bachelor, Ria hating The Bachelor. Like,
Yeah, but I don't even like. I wouldn't even call it hating it.
No, you don't, because you had to watch it all the time.
Indifferent about it. You know what I mean? And some I've loved.
Yes.
So you know.
But that's what I'm saying.
And even now, still, you're more leaning towards the sides of like it's not so great right now.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. Wow. Next week coming, our first fight on the podcast about a big pop culture topic.
Let's pick a topic that we don't agree on. There's really not much.
There's not. Oh, good question though. I guess that is interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe like stuff with the royals.
Well, it's not even. I just don't even really care
because you don't care that.
You're kind of always like team
have
Meghan,
like such a you don't really have such a harsh opinion about things
about
like that.
The royals, like
or
like
just
the
like
Meghan.
in general. I don't find
Yeah,
I feel like you were always like kind of ride for Meghan. And Ria was like maybe not as much.
No, I've switched a lot. I've gone back and forth. At the beginning, I was so royals, and then everything with Meghan, I was like, I don't like that.
I'm more like joke around about the royal stuff, but I think I just didn't really pay a lot of attention to the royals until more recently, and honestly more because of Fran.
Right.
So, yeah. But yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. It'll come eventually.
7 years. Not quite yet.
One of these days, we'll get something.
Yeah. All right. That wraps up the Popcorner. Keep calling in, guys. We want some good questions.
Those were good. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you so much. And keep calling in. We'll post the number online. We have our final tour stop this weekend, Saturday night in Red Bank, New Jersey. We're so excited. Can't wait to see you guys there. And we're obviously going to be sipping on some Rum Haven cocktails. We're going to get into Beat Ria and Fran, but I want to talk to you guys about Rum Haven first. Rum Haven is made with real coconut water to make delicious cocktails, or honestly to drink it straight over ice. Rum Haven is that delicious. Sometimes you pour a little bit straight over ice and it's just clean, it's refreshing, it's real. Or you mix it with a little juice, you mix it with a little iced tea, you make a little Friday energy cocktail like we got going on at the shows, and it is divine. Rum Haven, like I said, is made with real coconut water, no artificial flavors or preservatives, for a clean and refreshing taste. And you can't beat the taste of real coconut water. You honestly can't. The real stuff is the good stuff. So head to Rum Haven. Head to rumhaven.com/chicksintheoffice to learn more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another game of Beat Ria and Fran. This is game number 179, and we are joined by Breanne and Shannon. They are joining us live from Paris. They are in Paris. They are celebrating their 30th birthday together. They are twins, and we are so excited to play. So welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Ladies, you're living the dream, and I appreciate you taking the time to do trivia on your 30th birthday trip through Europe, because that really, that shows you guys were put on a time slot. And we said, you know what, we'll make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta make it happen. Gotta make it work.
I want to win, but there would be no better feeling than you guys winning and then prancing off to your dinner, you know?
No, we're not. We don't have great memories. So.
All right, we'll see then.
Good. Well, we won't. We'll try and fly through it so we can get you guys going where you need to be. But it's 15 questions. If you get the question right, you get the point. If you get it wrong, the other team can steal the point. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. To determine who goes first, Noah's going to give us a movie. We're going to guess the Rotten Tomatoes critic score of that movie. Whoever is closest will get to go first. And we all get our own individual guess. We'll alternate between teams for guesses. So, Noah, what is today's movie?
Today's movie is Hairspray 2007 version.
Oh, God, the best movie ever.
All right, so one of you will go first.
72.
Okay. Fuck, I love this movie so much.
I know.
I'm gonna go 54.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like
I know. Well, I'm not. I gotta go lower. 33. Oh, 3.
What did you say?
54.
70. I'm gonna say 46.
92.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm so happy for them.
92?
That is surprisingly really high.
I'm shocked. Wow. I am shocked.
I'm shocked and
in
excited.
the best way possible.
Same. I'm shocked and relieved.
That movie deserves that high of a score, but I thought they would hate it, the critics.
I am really relieved.
Oh my God, that's great.
Wow.
All right, so question number 1 to Shannon and Breanne. Shout out Molly from Massachusetts. Name this year. Miley Cyrus twerks on Robin Thicke at the VMAs. Frozen is released in theaters. Beyonce headlines the Super Bowl halftime show.
This is like 2012. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, 2012.
Incorrect. Ria Fran.
Say them again, Noah.
Miley Cyrus twerks on Robin Thicke. Frozen is in theaters, and Beyonce headlines the Super Bowl.
I think it's 2013.
13? I was gonna say 13 too.
Yeah.
All
right, let's go 2013.
Correct.
Yay! Hip hip.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Okay, 1-0 Ria and Fran. Question number 2 to them. Shout out Kayla from New York City. In the Love Island USA Season 6 recoupling after Casa Amor, how many original couples stuck together in which?
Oh God, we are not Love Island people.
Oh, is this our question?
Oh,
no.
Okay, so Kenny and Janae switched. Serena and Cordell switched. Leah and Miguel switched. So Rob switched.
So like everybody.
How many couples were there?
Remember.
Did you say that in the question or no?
10 seconds.
So it's how many switch?
No, it's how many
stayed?
Together.
I think.
Oh, just the random. Who was the other ones that like?
It was Kayla and Aaron and.
Yeah.
All right, time is up.
Okay. Only one.
Kayla and Aaron.
Incorrect.
We do not watch Love Island, so 2. I don't know.
What's the question? Who switched or how many?
Both.
Oh, you have to say both.
Yeah. No, it is 1, but it was Kendall and Nicole.
Yeah.
Aaron came back solo, but they didn't. Remember, then Rob came back with his girl.
Right.
So they decided to not be a couple anymore, Aaron and Kayla, when he came back.
Yeah, that's a tricky question.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like they
weren't a couple.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. All right.
They weren't a couple.
No, I'm just saying, like, they weren't a couple. That's the question.
I got it. We were wrong.
Okay. Still 1-0. Question number 3 to Shannon and Breanne. Shout out Lauren from York, Maine. In Harry Potter, what is the name of the device which allows you to store and view memories?
No, we're getting jugs. He puts his face in it, doesn't he? In the movie. I don't know.
15 seconds. Nothing.
I'm not going to be able to come up with it.
Get a Ria and Fran.
I think it's the pensive. Final answer.
Correct.
Yes. I was in the car with Kelly in Chicago, and she goes, wait, let me ask if you would know this. And like she was really about to ask me the question. No, she didn't.
Oh, okay.
She didn't.
Because I was texting her while she was in Chicago.
She didn't. Then she stopped herself. She went, oh wait, I can't do that. This question is literally for you.
Yeah. I did. I was like, oh wait, she's probably with Fran.
Yeah, we were, but she did not ask. She caught herself, but then she was like, that was really stupid. I was just gonna ask you the question that Noah was asking me for you.
Okay, 2-0 Ria and Fran. Question number 4 to them. Shout out Lexi from. Oh fuck, I messed this city up so many times and now I forget how to. Maddie would know. Leominster, Leominster, Massachusetts. In the OC, who plays Summer's friend Che that she meets at Brown?
Oh, it's Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
Correct. 3-0 Ria and Fran. Question number 5 to Shannon and Breanne. Shout out Morgan from Wichita, Kansas. Before starring in Euphoria, Sydney Sweeney was featured in season 2 of what Hulu series?
I only know her from Euphoria. What's a popular series that came from? I'm assuming it's like a girly series.
10 seconds.
God, we are so good at this. I don't know.
Time is up. Okay. So Ria and Fran.
Oh. Can you repeat it again?
Before starring in Euphoria, Sydney Sweeney was featured in season 2 of what Hulu series?
Season 2. What Before Euphoria. Nothing's coming to my mind.
Me either at all. I
15 seconds.
You know.
I can't even think of like a Hulu show.
was gonna say High Fidelity, but I think that was only one season.
Time is up.
High Fidelity.
Incorrect. I thought you were gonna get this. The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh shit! Yep, I forgot about that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I just knew Sydney Sweeney was in the Handmaid's Tale. Correct?
That's what the question.
That was what the question was. Sydney Sweeney. Wait, who did you think I said?
This whole time, I was hearing Zendaya. No, I'm not kidding. This whole time, I would have gotten that.
I just know Sydney Sweeney was in the second season of Handmaid's Tale. Okay, that was the question.
Wow, that was an all-time.
You know what? We had a late record last night.
Yeah, we were up late last night. Woo, that was an all-time bad moment. Wow.
I love it.
I just want to cut from when I said the question to then you being like, "Oh, I thought Sydney Sweeney was in that."
God. Oh my God.
Sydney Sweeney was in that season.
So embarrassed. Wow, I don't know why. Maybe because I heard Euphoria, I just kept thinking Zendaya.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, still 3-0. Ria and Fran.
Oh goodness
This
gracious.
question is to them. Shout out Ashley from Pittsburgh.
I need to come back here.
On Dance Moms.
Oh.
What was Abby Lee Miller's dog's name?
Fuck, I don't know this.
This is our question?
Yeah, I don't know this at all.
Was it like a tiny little snarky dog?
I don't remember her dog at all.
Muffin. Sassy. Dolly.
Ooh,
15
Dolly's
seconds.
a good guess. Dolly.
Incorrect.
Oh, I thought it was
Imagine.
Yeah. Pick cupcake. I don't know. Something girly. I like sassy. Something like that too, though. Okay. Sassy. Boogie stairs. Or something dancing like sachet. Sachet.
3 seconds.
So let's say cupcake.
Incorrect. Broadway Baby.
Oh,
Broadway.
Broadway baby.
That sounds right.
Baby for short.
God.
I feel like if I kept going, I would have maybe gotten to baby.
Yeah, that woman.
Okay, 3-0. Ria and Fran. This is to Shannon and Breanne. Shout out Annie from Chicago. Name this season of Friends. Chandler kisses Joey's sister, but can't remember which one. Ross and Rachel go on a break. Monica makes jam to try to get over Richard.
There's several. I would say later season. Yeah. 5.
Incorrect. It's Ria and
Okay,
Fran.
it's either 3 or 4.
I was thinking the same thing. Either 3 or 4. Which one did you think of first?
Both. Shit.
15 seconds.
What's your gut telling you? I feel like they were on a break early, it was season.
5
Yeah, let's go
seconds.
season 3. Yeah.
Final.
Yeah.
Correct.
Nice.
Ooh, what a relief. We did. I was watching last night and I was telling myself, this would be a great trivia question. This would be a great trivia question. I'm like, why can't they use any of the questions in my head that I think are good trivia questions?
4-0. Ria and Fran. This is question number 8 to them. Shout out Jordan from Chicago. Name all 3 of Austin Powers' love interests in the 3 movies.
I would have.
The actors.
I knew this would be.
Actresses.
This is us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Foxy. Oh wait, the people.
The actresses.
So
Beyonce.
That's
And that's the only one I know. Wait, that's so annoying. Me and Trent were just talking about Austin
15
Powers yesterday in the studio.
Yeah.
And we were only talking about Beyonce.
Yeah.
Beyonce.
There's 2 other ones?
It's 3 movies, yeah.
Shit. Is Elizabeth Hurley
3
one?
seconds.
That's a good one.
I think she is.
And then
Time's up.
all right, I guess we don't know.
Cameron Diaz, final answer.
Incorrect.
Beyonce. Yeah, not Cameron Diaz. Early. Wish that was the one that was not correct. We were talking about Austin Powers 2 just before.
10 seconds.
I'm not going to come up. You're asking really hard questions, Noah.
It's Beyonce, Elizabeth Hurley.
Oh, shit.
Heather Graham.
Oh, I knew it was a blonde.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was thinking of, you know who I was picturing in my head?
Heather Graham's the first one, right?
No, I think it was Elizabeth Hurley, Heather Graham, Beyonce.
Yeah, I was thinking of, what's the other one that was in the Pamela Anderson skit? Like, he left her for...
Jenny McCarthy?
No.
Jenny McCarthy was with Charlie Sheen.
90210. What's her name?
Who Tommy Lee originally married?
Yeah.
I now have to look it up because it's actually going to kill me.
Heather Locklear?
Heather Locklear.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking of.
Vanessa Kensington was Elizabeth Hurley's character, and then Felicity Shagwell was Heather Graham's.
Wow.
Question number 9 to Shannon and Breanne. Ria and Fran are up 4-0. Shout out Danielle from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. What is the title of Tate McRae's third studio album that was released in February 2025, which became her first debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200?
No, I do not know anything of Tate McRae either. We are so bad. Yeah. I don't know.
You'll get one. I feel good about that.
Well, I think you're the only one. No, yeah.
15 seconds.
We don't know.
Okay, to Ria and Fran.
The fact that I don't know the name of this album is actually going to piss me off.
I don't know. It's something about cars, right? Or like
Sports Car is the name of a song.
I just see the album cover.
Yeah. Fast and... No, that's Billie Eilish's, right? Love Me Fast and Hard.
Yeah.
15 seconds.
I literally have no clue.
Fuck.
Five seconds.
I got nothing.
Same. Let's hear it.
So close to what?
Okay, yeah, no, that's
the name was So Close to What?
Yeah.
That's kind of a terrible name for an album.
I really
in my personal opinion. I don't think I've ever even knew that was the name of the album.
No. I wouldn't.
I don't think I did either.
I've only listened to like songs on the album, but like I guess I just don't look at the album name. Or never
she also
registered.
changed the album art like multiple times after like releasing it, I think.
Introducing innovation from the award-winning #1 dry shampoo brand. In the US, 1 can of Batiste is sold every 1.3 seconds. The new Batiste Light Dry Shampoo is their lightest dry shampoo. It blends seamlessly into your hair and leaves no white residue. It's lightweight and non-gritty, absorbing oil and grease for a cleaner-looking hair without weighing it down. The Batiste Light Dry Shampoo comes in 2 soft and subtle scents, Mellow Melon and Zen Matcha. So it is so great on your hair. Guys, I love the Batiste Light Dry Shampoo. Use it all the time. We need on tour, we need a little refresh, or maybe a day after going to the gym, hair's a little sweaty, you got to give it a zhuzh. The Light Dry Shampoo is perfect for that. And it's easy on your wallet, which is great. You can buy the Batiste Light Dry Shampoo online or in-store at your nearest retailer.
Still 4-0 Ria and Fran. This question is to them. I'm going to play a movie clip, and you tell me what movie it's from.
Damn! Boy, didn't you hear what I just said?
Ooh, you swore.
You damn right I swore. That's about $400 worth of damage to my new car.
That's twice. Now you have to put $2 in the swear jar.
Yeah, well, he got to put about $400 in my pocket. You got $400 for me? Huh? And I want it cash. Okay, man. No tears, all right? I don't have to change no diapers out here.
Is this
Friday?
Is
that Ice Cube?
Friday?
Yeah.
All right, let's go Friday.
Final answer.
Incorrect.
I think it's like Daddy Daycare or something. Yeah. I got Eddie Murphy. I don't think. Let's just try. Yeah, Daddy Daycare.
Incorrect. Are we there yet?
That is Ice Cube.
I knew it was Ice Cube.
Yeah, I would not have remembered Are We There Yet?
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, still 4-0 Ria and Fran. Question number 11 to Shannon Breanne. Shout out Carolyn. In Schitt's Creek, what is Alexis's famous saying / line?
No. We're not going to get it. We never watched it.
Okay, to Ria and Fran.
I'm a notorious disliker of this show.
I know, and I like Schitt's Creek a lot, and I've watched it. And I'm drawing a blank. She says, I
can, like, picture.
15 seconds.
Ew.
5 seconds.
Ew, David.
Oh, yeah. That's a good, yeah.
Final answer.
Correct.
Nice.
Nice. Good one.
Ew, David.
As soon as you added David, I was like, yeah.
I thought I was kind of forgetting what his name was.
Maybe I'll give it another go at some point.
I feel I know I've said it a million times.
I tried it years ago.
The first season is not that good. Mm-hmm. You have to get past the first season.
Right.
All right, 5.
Because I did the same thing. I think I watched the pilot like 4 times before I finally was like, power through.
Right.
5-0 Ria and Fran. Question number 12 to them. Shout out Celine from Canada. What food and beverage are mentioned in the opening talking lines of the Jonas Brothers song Love Bug? Yeah, but they're bringing blank, and they're also going to have blank.
This is your favorite song ever.
I know. And I was just I listened to it so much on the plane because they just put out a live album.
Maybe they don't do it on the live album. 15 seconds.
But it's like a talking thing.
It's like the opening lines of when they're talking.
Yeah, it's when they're talking. Read me that again.
Yeah, but they're bringing blank, and they're also going to have blank. 5 seconds. Time is up.
Pizza
and no wine and pizza.
All right. To Shannon and Breanne.
No, what the fuck is it?
I was thinking pizza too, but they were pretty young, so I don't think it was anything alcohol. Is it Coke? That's what I would say.
15 seconds.
Okay, that's what you would say. Pizza and Coke, Coca-Cola.
Very close. Incorrect. Pizza and Dr. Pepper.
Pizza, yeah.
And honestly, the Dr. Pepper one, it's like he's being talked over, so you really have to listen to it.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, we got...
I just clearly have pizza and wine on the brain.
Man.
3 more chances for you guys to get a question right.
Okay.
No pressure. 5-0 Ria and Fran. And this question is to Shannon and Breanne. Shout out Sarah from Louisville, Kentucky. In an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob jumps into his other friend's dreams. What was Patrick dreaming about?
I think he was like like driving. I went to the driving school, right?
10 seconds.
Which I guess driving. I don't know.
Incorrect.
I feel like it was like nothing. I feel like he was like dreaming about dreaming.
Or dreaming about sleeping.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Final answer.
Incorrect. Riding a seahorse ride.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Question number 14. 5-0. This is to Ria and Fran. Shout out CL from New Jersey. Name 4 of the current husbands' first names on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh, gosh.
Is this us?
This is you.
Okay, so we got Brett.
Mm-hmm.
We got Ben. No. What's Affleck?
15
Jen
seconds.
and what's his name? Zach. Jordan. And
5 seconds.
Did you say Jordan already?
Time is up.
Derek?
Yeah. The third one escapes me.
Okay, to Shannon Breanne.
Okay. So it's Jesse. We know Zach Affleck. Does Dakota count? Even though they're not married.
15 seconds.
I'm gonna say like a Connor, Brett, Zach, Connor, and like a Jake.
Incorrect. It's Jacob, Jordan, Zach, Connor, Jace, Brett are the current husbands.
Oh, so what's Connor? Connor's. I for some reason Carter was just stuck in my head, and I couldn't get to the right C name.
All right, final question. 5-0. Ria and Fran. This is to Shannon Breanne.
All right,
Shout out
make
Brittany
it a good
from Edwardsville, Illinois. Finish the That's So Raven theme song lyrics. If you could gaze into the future, you might think life would be a breeze. Seeing trouble from a distance, yeah, but it's not that easy. What's the next line?
Can you repeat that?
If you could gaze into the future, you might think life would be a breeze. Seeing trouble from a distance, yeah, but it's not that easy. Doing it without the melody is
it's tough.
It's really tough.
But if you could sing it in your head.
But then the chorus, like
10 seconds.
And it goes straight into the chorus. Like that.
I can't even sing the verse in my head. I can only sing the chorus.
Yeah. It's the future I can see. Yeah.
Incorrect. To Ria and Fran.
Literally, I'm just like, that's so Raven.
I'm trying to sing it in my head.
It's the future I can see. So much areas to me. I can't even sing the verses, to be honest.
Well, since you guys already won, it starts like, if you could gaze into the future.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm trying.
Keep singing it.
Well, what is it?
It's so it's if you could gaze into the future, you might think life would be a breeze. Seeing trouble from a distance, yeah, but it's not that easy. I try to save the situation, then I end up misbehaving.
I try to save this. Yep.
There it is.
All right. An offer on the board.
Those were hard questions. Yeah,
Those were hard. Those are hard.
That was a tough one.
Honestly, the
low
Aaron,
scoring all around.
5-0.
Yeah.
It's something in the air in Paris, probably.
You guys got vacation on the brain.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? Just enjoy yourselves. Go eat a croissant after
you guys
this.
Have probably
Don't worry about it.
Sipping some nice rosé.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, you guys are just like enjoying yourselves. So it doesn't matter. You know, go enjoy Paris. And
it's 90 degrees and 150% humidity in New York. So
it's actually very hot in Paris too.
The same.
Yeah,
is it?
In this cafe.
Yes, but you guys will still get merch, so please send your address and sizes, and we'll get that sent to you guys.
Awesome.
Great.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your trip.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office, aka the best show on earth. I mean, for those of you who keep saying the greatest show on earth, how many times do I have to say this is the best show on earth?
It might just be like the greatest showman, the greatest show. You know, maybe there's something
that's true. But it's the best show on earth.
We're the best.
Yeah, we're the best show on earth. And we love you guys so very much. And we hope you have a fabulous weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Yeah, Chicks in the Office. Long-time listener. First-time caller.
Look at the charts, who does it the best? 2 chicks getting paid in reality checks. You can find them at the gym, it's not even a flex. Last minute red carpet, flew them out on a jet. Yeah, they're who you wanna be, they're always on your screen. 2 queens and they might be spilling royalty. A lot of topics that are popping here to get into. I know a show that you probably wanna listen to. Who turned the heat up, turn the beat up, record the pod, made a bag, put their feet up. The ones that leave no crumbs when they clean up. Who's the pod that they all wanna meet up? Who turned the heat up, turn the beat up, record the pod, made a bag, put their feet up. The ones that leave no crumbs when they clean up. Who's the pod that they all wanna meet up?